Hello everyone, I finally got round to getting a proper airsoft gun. Now, this is a two-tone one unfortunately because I have sort of ranted before about the UK laws regarding airsoft, but it's not as bad as some of them because basically what it is on this one is the handguard and the rear stock are clear plastic and they're totally replaceable. So to legally do it I have to get the UK ARA, and then once I've got the UK ARA I can switch them to black plastic. And it's not like the gun's painted, so I don't have to worry about repainting the gun or getting the coloured paint off. So this is one by Cyma or Cybergun, depending on if you're sort of in Europe or the US. And from what I've gathered, it's an okay rifle. It's not top of the line, but as I said, I'm not that into like M4s, M16s. I much more, prefer battle rifles and Kalashnikovs. So what this is one to be getting on with while I get my Yukara, and then I can get whatever I want. So, I got this from Action Hobbies in Milton Keynes, and they were very, very good there. So, big thumbs up for them. The bloke there was really knowledgeable, talked to me about everything, didn't rush me out the shop, so that's very, very good. Nothing but, praise for them there. Now, with 0.2 BBs, the advertised velocity is 351 FPS. They reckoned in the shop it was shooting a bit over that. So they've modified it for me so it should be shooting safely under 350, so I can use it in most skirmish sites without any issue there. I'll need to get my own chrono at some point and test it, but that should all be safe. So what you get is a rifle in the box. I'll just show you. You can get a free mag with this as well. So what you get in the box, ignoring this, is the rifle, which I'll show you in a moment, cleaning rod, 2 magazines, and a battery. So, an important thing to note is if you get one of these in the UK, it doesn't actually have a UK charger as a US charger, but I do have a converter plug, so that's fine. So let's look at my actual rifle. So here's the rifle. It's got a very nice weight to it. It's not too bad at all because it's full metal and plastic construction as a real one would be, which is absolutely fine with me. I'd rather have one that's got metal in it than plastic. Although this is going to be my first airsoft gun, I would want something pretty robust. And they sold this for about 200 quid, 199.99. You might be able to get it cheaper elsewhere, but I still got very good service from them. So it takes, by default, 300 round mags with one of the winders on the bottom there. Metal construction on these as well. And as said, the plastic handguard and stock really don't offend me as much as the bright green ones. So, that's good. And it's made to look, just like a real M4A1. You've got the proper sights and rail on there and everything, although obviously it's an airsoft gun, it's not going to be much use beyond 50 yards at most, I should think. Now, I did have a bit of a problem with it when I first got it, so if anybody else has this, we had the battery in, it was shooting fine for a minute or so, and it stopped completely, no power. And I had to, better put that on safe actually, there's no battery in it at the moment. And, no power going to it, and thought, why is that? We couldn't figure it out. So I was going to email the place I got it from, but I thought I'd have a look online first. And what I found out is in here, this is where I'll just zoom in on that. This is where the motor is, and basically the motor had come loose in there, so I just pushed the cable in, redone the screws. This controls the contact with the motor. If that's too loose or too light, the gun won't work properly. But once you get it in the middle, it will be pretty much perfect for cycling. So, some of the things on here are cosmetic. So yeah, it weighs 3.6 kilos, so that's fairly decently heavy for one of these. It does feel like the real thing. So one of the cosmetic things is this, which I think is used for unjamming rounds or something, pushing rounds through on the real M4 or M16. But that doesn't do anything on this, that's just cosmetic. Mag release is there. Fire selector is there, semi to full auto, as you'd expect. And we've got the actual real M4 type sights on there. And what you have here is where your gears are. So you pull back on here, that pops open, and you can see the gears in there. They all are brand new and nice. So that just pops there. And that's just a cosmetic thing. To extend the stock, there's a little lever underneath. You push that in, if I can get the angle right, where I'm holding it, push that in, there we go, and you can take the stock sort of all the way back if you want it that far or close. Obviously for a good sight picture you'll need it a bit further out than when it's in like that and shorter. I've got a sling on order for it which I found. I'm just going to use an SA80 sling for it, but yeah, overall quite impressed. But as I said, I haven't had much of a chance to use it yet because it took me a while to fix the motor not working. So if you have one of these and it suddenly stops firing, it could just be the motor's loose in there by factory settings. And by the time I sorted that out, it was getting pretty dark. I wanted to go out and do a quick video of it, but then I didn't have enough charge in the battery, so the batteries I'm fully charging now. If you are interested in what they look like, I'll just grab one. This is the type of battery it takes, and these go just inside the handguard there. So I'll put this in now and then you can see what the gun looks like firing, although I'm just going to dry fire it for only a couple of shots on semi-auto and full auto. Right, here we go. You should be able to see all of that in frame. So as said, there's no mag in. I'm going to obey safety of this because obviously it does shoot over 300 feet per second, which wouldn't be enough to really do you damage unless it went in your eye, but we'll keep it safe. So no mag in, so there's nothing in there, chamber's clear. So fire selector is like that, but just to show you the stock extended here. Just put it all the way out. That's come off, but there we go. So stock all the way out, you can get a really decent sight picture. I prefer these ghost ring type sights. You've got both the close and long range sight, but I'm just going to use the long range one for this because it's an airsoft gun. Sights don't matter that much because you can obviously hip fire these because of the high capacity magazines they take. But so anyway, that's it on safe, semi-auto and full auto. And I'm not going to do any more than that obviously because I don't want to dry fire the gun too much. But there you go. That's the Cybergun or the Cyma M4. Pretty impressed with it obviously, but I'm going to have a proper shoot. But as I said, I'm pleased I could get one in this clear plastic that doesn't look too ugly, you know, compared to having a bright pink or green one or whatever. It's better, and when I get a UCARA I can just simply replace this with black plastic, black furniture, and it will look like the real thing. Said it's already got a metal body, very nice sort of construction. You know, all around seems to be pretty well built, apart from those loose contacts when I got it, but hopefully that's all sorted now. I've tightened them by myself. So there you go, I have now officially got an airsoft gun.